What up? What's up? What's up? Yo, tonight, guys, tonight, I want to tell you one thing, and one thing only. You need to rethink everything. Rethink everything. That's what I'm going to be talking about tonight, guys. So, hey, if this is your first time joining me, hey, All Sheens, what's up? If this is your first time joining me, my name is Alex. I share with you tools, tips, and strategies to help you get over your fear, anxiety, and doubts about money, how to live your best life, so how you can leave a legacy for your family. So tonight, guys, I want to just talk a little bit about how we think about things in life, how we think about things in life, and where has it gotten us to this point. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because most people want to change their circumstances, their position in life, and many times that's revolving around money. Okay, and what I find to be interesting is how many people do not realize that you can't change your money situation by concentrating on your money situation. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. See, the truth of the matter is that money is actually a result. It is a result of activities, of thinking, of behaviors, of execution of ideas, right? Money is a result of all of those things. And so too many times people will say, hey, well, hey, you know what? I need to make more money. I need to save more money. I need to invest more money. Um, what we start doing is we start fixating and focusing on the money piece, but we never ask ourselves what what has led to us being where we are. That's the question that many of us don't ask. What has led to us being where we are? So let's unpack this a little bit. Many times people don't understand that everything in life, everything you see, everything you when you walk outside your home, when you look at your home, everything that you see, the car you drive, the clothes you wear, those things started with a thought. It started with an idea. Someone had an idea and thought about whatever it is that you see in the physical world. So it started with a thought. Okay. Now, science has shown us that the average human being has somewhere around 60,000 thoughts a day. So that's a lot of thoughts, right? So the question then becomes, what is it about an individual who seemingly has a lot of success? What is it about highly successful people and those of us who are not as successful? What's the difference? What's the difference? And oftentimes it really begins with the way someone who's had a level of success in life, it really begins with the way that person thinks, how they see things, how they process things, how they begin to think through problems, issues, and challenges, right? That usually is the beginning of what separates someone who is highly successful from someone who is not. So it begins with the thoughts that we have. So my first question to someone who is not having or who wants to have more success in life, more wealth in life, my question would be, first of all, the ideas and the thoughts that you have, particularly as it relates to money and finances. Where did those thoughts come from? The thoughts that you have about money and your finances, where did they come from? Please, let's talk, guys. Please put them in the comment. Put those in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Because if you're anything like me, chances are your thoughts, your beliefs, your attitudes about money more than likely came from the people who raised you. Those were the people who had the most the most input and the most influence on who you are as a person, right? So chances are you adopted early your thoughts, your money thoughts, from your parents or the person who raised you. That's number one. And then what happened was, because of the environment that you grew up in, those thoughts were either continued to be encouraged, or some outside influences or some other people began to impart some different ideas, some competing ideas about finances and money. But generally speaking, it's probably your family, your friends, and the community that you grew up in. Now, it's said that most people are the product of the 5 people that they spend the most time around, which is another way of saying the people that you spend the most time around, the neighborhood that you grew up in, the school that you went to. Chances are those money thoughts, those money beliefs, and those money attitudes are the ones that you adopted, because that's what you saw, and that's what got reinforced and encouraged. Okay, so many people who live together in the same environment, go to the same school, same churches, what have you, chances are they generally have the same money thoughts and the same money beliefs, right? Right? So, my next question is, for people who have a good bit of money, a little bit of wealth, do you think they think differently about money and finances? Do you think people who are quote unquote successful and have a little bit more wealth, a little bit more money, do you think they think differently about money? Chances are they do. Chances are they do. And those thoughts and those beliefs got reinforced or influenced by their parents, the people that raised them, and the people they spent time around, the way they saw people handle and use money, right? So, is it unreasonable to think that if someone has been thinking, acting, and doing something that's given them a certain result, that if they wanted a different result, that they would have to probably do something different? And doing something different requires them to what? Change the way they think and their attitudes about doing whatever that thing is. So their thinking, their beliefs, their attitudes, and their actions need to change in order for them to be able to have the results that they want when it came to finances and money. So that's the reason why you guys will hear me always talking about the importance of rethinking, of learning, of questioning your thoughts, your beliefs about money, and starting to learn new thoughts, new beliefs, and new ideas as it relates to building wealth. Because if you don't do that, the other things won't happen. We just like computers. It used to be a computer is only going to do what the programming tells them to do. And as humans, we're the same way. And so if our programming is getting us a certain result, if we want different results, now we have to change the programming. So let's talk a little bit about what programming needs to be changed. What programming needs to be changed? One of the things that you really want to take a look at, if you truly want to be someone who builds wealth, makes a greater impact in the world, be able to leave a better legacy for your family for generations to come. In order to make those things happen, you must have a plan. You got to have a plan. And this sounds elementary. It sounds so elementary. But if I had 10 people in a room and I asked all 10 people, hey, can you please show me your financial plan? Show me your financial plan. I guarantee you 9 out of the 10 people, possibly all 10 of the people, would not be able to show me what their financial plan was. And if you don't have a plan written, it can't be something it can't be a thought, it can't be something that's in your head, it can't be something that honestly is in your phone, because you have to actually go and see those things. You have to conjure up those things. You have to pull up those things in order for it to remind you of what you should be doing. That's the reason why the word tells you write the vision and make it plain. So when you are off task, when you're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, when you have something that's written, if you keep that thing with you, if you keep it around you, if you surround yourself with these thoughts and these ideas and these plans, what is the likelihood that you will be reminded of what you should be doing on a daily basis? On a daily basis. If it's just something that's in your head, you're not going to remember that. You're not going to think about that. That's the reason why writing down your financial goals, your financial plans, the things that you want to accomplish are so important. What should be in those plans? Number one, you should have some idea about how you want to earn or generate income. How you want to earn or generate income. So the title of what I'm talking about tonight is Rethink Everything. So what I want to say is, if your plan should include how to generate more income, the first thing we have to do is rethink how we generate income. We have to rethink how we generate income. Let me ask you a question for those of you who are watching. How many different ways are there to make 6 figures? Can you tell me, please? How many different ways are there to make 6 figures? The number of ways that you can generate 6 figures a year are limitless. If you look at all of the millionaires in the world, and there are over 11 million millionaires in the world, it might be just in the country. But whatever it is, if you take all of those millionaires, if you ask them, how did you make your money? How did you make your money? How did you make your money? How did you become wealthy? I guarantee you, you will have it would be at least hundreds of different ways that people were actually able to make their money. So my next question would be, if you aren't generating the amount of income, the amount of revenue, the amount of cash flow that you would like to have in your life, the question now becomes, why not? When there are hundreds, possibly even thousands of ways that you can generate 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, or generate millions of dollars, why are you not generating 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, or millions of dollars? All it really requires is for you first to believe, first of all, that it is possible for you. Believe that it's possible for you, and know that it's possible for you, because there are people out there in this world who are having major success financially. We're talking about from a financial standpoint. There are people out there who are having major success, right, financially, who are not that bright. They're not that smart, guys. And the thing is, if someone is making 5 times more than you are or 10 times more than you are, is that person really 5 or 10 times smarter than you? Probably not. And I'm pretty certain no. So the difference is there is something different about how that individual, how that person thinks about the activities that they do, how they utilize their time, how they utilize their money, how they think about whatever it is that they're doing to generate income. They're thinking about things different than others who are not having a level of success. So the one thing you want to think about is rethink how you're generating income. People always say you need to have multiple streams of income. And I highly agree with that. Every person on the sound of my voice needs to have at least 3 different sources of income. At least 3. One, if you have a job, that's one. But you shouldn't stop there, because if you get laid off, if you get let go, you're in trouble. That's it. That's your one source. That's the reason why you can't rely on your one source if you have a job. Because things get tight, things go down, company starts having a little problem. Guess what? The first thing they doing, they're cutting people. That's easy to do. They're cutting people. I used to work with Kodak in corporate America years ago before I opened my own businesses. And the thing that I learned early on, see, companies will tell you that you are their best asset. We have the world's greatest people. Oh, we have the smartest people. We really have a team here, and we do such a great job of utilizing and harnessing everyone's unique talents and abilities and gifts. That's what they tell people, right? But let me tell you something. I learned this early on. When the company starts struggling, when the company's not meeting their goals, their financial goals, and they need and the stockholders need the stock price to be a little bit higher, boy, they'll let them people go quick. Come toward the end of the year, company ain't doing good. Ain't no bonuses. It's also some layoffs. So I said that to say you have to have at least one source of income if you're employed, but you need to have a home-based business. Y'all, I'm gonna keep saying it over and over and over again, guys. You must have a home-based business. Why? It helps you on your taxes. It allows you to write off expenses that you're gonna pay for anyway. So it allows you to legally use the tax code to write off some of your expenses, some of your home expenses, so you can reduce your tax liability. It is legal, and you should take every legal code, opportunity, or loophole to reduce your taxes. It's smart. And then the third thing you must have is you can figure out how you want to generate more passive income. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you do. I don't care if it's investing in crypto, if you understand it well enough. I don't care if it's investing in stocks and bonds. I don't care if it's real estate. I don't care if it's vending machines. I don't care if it's renting out your car or Airbnb in your house. I really don't care what it is, but you need to have a third source of income. Your three-legged stool, right? Your three-legged stool. See, a three-legged stool is sturdier than what? A two-legged stool, right? You're going to be sitting up there wobbling the whole time. You got 2 legs. Get you a three-legged stool. If you want to add some more legs to your stool, great. If you want to invest in some additional businesses, if you have income or cash that you can loan out to people, that becomes what? Interest income. that you can generate. Whatever it is that you want to do, right? But at least have three sources of income. All right. What else? What else are some things that you really should rethink? Your plan should include how you earn or how you generate income, but it also should you should also include a plan for how you save and manage your money. That's the second thing you should have. How you save and manage your money. I spoke about one of the things that really eats up your ability to save money. Taxes. Okay? Taxes. So you really, really need to either learn how to legally reduce your tax liability, or you need to get with a qualified CPA or an accountant who can help you with that. Okay? But you want to reduce your tax liability down to zero if you can, or you want to be able to make sure that you're getting money back, that the government is actually paying you, right? But not only that, interest. Interest. Interest is something that too many of us are spending too much money on. Most people don't know and understand that if you have a $200,000 home, over 30 years, if you pay for that home, you buy that home and pay it off, you will have paid roughly about $380,000 for that $200,000 home. See, by the time you pay off a home over for a 30-year mortgage, the cost of that home is almost doubled when you include principal and interest. Okay? Why am I sharing with that? The other thing is, what about credit card debt? What about how much we were paying on car notes, depreciating assets like car notes? See, the reason why some people are able to build wealth and have more success financially is because they are able to forego the gratification of having an expensive car, of looking flashy, of being able to roll around in style and say, hey, look at me. They were able to say, before I do that, let me use my credit or use whatever capital or money I have, and let me use it in a way that's going to generate money for me. And then that money can then be used to fund my lifestyle. See, too many people put the cart before the horse. Put the cart before the horse. See, we want to look fly and look wealthy and look rich before we are. And when we learn how to switch that around, when you learn how to make solid and sound, wise financial decisions, and you're able to forego gratification or the need to have people to applaud you, to say, hey man, I see your new ride, man. I see, hey, if you can just set that aside, them shoes, them handbags, all that stuff that we put on credit card and we borrow money for, all that is interest and is debt, right? That doesn't put any money in your pocket. So you need to rethink where your money is going, how your money is being spent, and where it's being utilized. Your dollar is going to do one of two things. It's either going to make you wealthy or somebody else wealthy. You choose. But when you make wise decisions about whether or not your money is going to make you wealthy or somebody else wealthy, when you rethink how you utilize money, you then begin to discover and understand that you're able to actually have different financial results that you want in your life. But if you don't have a sound plan, if what you've been doing up till this point has not gotten you the results that you truly want in your finances, then it may be time for you to rethink how you save money. It may be time for you to rethink how you utilize your dollars. It may be time to rethink where your dollars are spent. Will you spend more money on expenses and liabilities? Will you spend more money on making other people wealthy? Or will you begin to um, encourage yourself to save? Will you begin to say, hey, what's the highest and best use of my dollars for my good? For my good. See, when you ask yourself that question, wherever we are in life, if you really sit down and you really think about it, if you really sit back and ask yourself, all the shoes that we've had, all the cars that you've driven, all the clothes that you've had, all the handbags you've had, all the experiences you've had, all the times we went to the club, all the houses we've bought, the cars we've driven. If you look at all of those things, and if you look back, how many of those things would you say now that you could not have lived without? How many of those things could you not have lived without? When you begin to ask yourself that question, you really begin to look back and say, hey, you know what? I really didn't need that. Yeah, I wanted it, but I was young. I was, a little foolish. Yeah, I didn't quite understand how things worked. But as we get older, hopefully we are rethinking everything. So we have a plan and a strategy for earning more. And also that plan should include how do we save and manage. So the next thing that plan really should include is how do we begin to make our money grow? How do we begin to invest our dollars? I submit in order to make your money grow, you must grow. In order to make your money grow, you must grow. You see, again, you're only as good as the programming, as the inputs, as the thoughts you think and you have. Because your attitude, your behaviors are going to be dependent on your thoughts, your ideas, and your beliefs. And so, if in fact you want your money to grow, if you haven't up until this point done a good job of making your money grow, it means you need to learn how to do it. It means that your thinking, your current level of thinking, or your current way of thinking is not giving you the results that you need or want in the areas of investing and making your money grow. So we have to change what we think. So that means we have to change what we know. There are tons and tons and tons of books out there. There are tons. There's so much information out there, right? And so the question then becomes, if we are on our 9 to 5s or doing whatever it is that we're doing during the day, right? When you get off work, you have to ask yourself, what am I putting in my head? When I'm driving down the street in my car, what am I listening to? That's valuable time that I could be using to learn something about how to analyze stocks, how to the different strategies and the different ways of analyzing stocks. How do I begin to understand what cryptocurrency and blockchain technology and what that is? How can I learn how to become an investor in real estate? What are the different ways that I can do that? Right? We have to start thinking, rethinking, and asking ourselves, how can I start to change and shift my thinking so I can change and shift my station in life. How can I do that? So, rethinking how you earn your money, rethinking how you save and manage your money, rethinking how you invest your dollars and where. But then finally, you want to start rethinking how you protect your dollars. How do you protect your money? What am I talking about protecting from? What's the number one reason why people go into bankruptcy? The number one reason why people go into bankruptcy is because of medical expenses. It's because of medical expenses. Now, I don't know if that is because people did not have insurance. I don't know if it's because it didn't have enough insurance or the right types of insurance. I'm not sure what the cause is, but they've gotten to a place where the expense or the cost of medical care has gotten to the place where it's overwhelming, and they aren't able to pay back those medical expenses and those medical bills and pay for their living and their lifestyle. So it's required them to file bankruptcy in order to try to get some relief. What's the second reason why people go into foreclosure? And the reason why is either loss of income or divorce. Those are the top two reasons why. Loss of income or divorce. And so if we have a lifestyle that really requires two incomes, when one income goes away, what happens? If it takes two incomes to qualify, what happens when one goes away? See, again, it goes back to we must rethink everything. We must question everything. We must question everything. Do I really need that car? Do I really need as much house? There are probably rooms in your house that you haven't gone in months. And I can remember when I was single and I bought my house, I spent more time working to pay for it than I actually did being at home and enjoying it. Because my thought was, this is just what you're supposed to do. This is just what you do. When you become an adult, when you start making a certain amount of money, when you get to a certain age in life, right? You're supposed to buy a house. So I bought my house. It was just me. I was single. It was more house than I needed. Not only was it more house than I needed, it was further out than I needed. I said, you know what, man, I want to be in a nice neighborhood. I want to be in the best part of town. I want to make sure that I'm in a good school area, good school district, right? I want to make sure that my resale value is high. So it took me 30, 35 minutes. I had to drive, one way to drive into town. Right? And so I said that to say I could have easily have bought something that was closer to where I worked. Right? That would have cost me less money. But then it also would have cost me less time. That meant I could have had more time to be at home, to enjoy my home, instead of being on the road, driving back and forth, commuting. What I'm saying is, guys, is that if wherever you are in your life, if you're not having the level of success, financially I'm talking about, that you truly want, I want you to seriously look at and rethink everything. Rethink where you live. Rethink where you work. Reimagine what's really important to you in life. Ask yourself, what are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What are the things that you truly want to accomplish? It could be as simple as, what if I sold my house and moved somewhere else or got something different? What if I rented out a room, got a roommate? What if? Do I have a car that is really depressing my ability to build wealth? What if I sold it? What if I got rid of it? What if I got a hoopty? What if I rented it out? There are ways you can do that. How should I spend the money that I generate, that I earn? Where is my money going right now? If you don't have a monthly spending plan or a monthly budget, you might want to do that. That might be a great place to start, so you can begin to really understand what your spending habits are and where you are spending your money. Again, your money is going to do one or two things. It's going to either make you wealthy or it's going to make someone else wealthy. Where is your money going? What do you own? What do you own? If you make a list of all your assets and you make a list of all your liabilities, do you have more liabilities than assets? When you look at your list of assets and your list of liabilities, is your list of liabilities longer than your list of assets? Do you have more liabilities and more expenses in this column? Or do you have more assets and income in this column? See, that's the essence of the game. Do you have more money coming in and staying in your bucket, staying in your wealth building system? Or do you have more money that's coming in and going out of your wealth building system? It's time to rethink everything, guys. I don't know about you, but this pandemic really should have made us rethink a lot of things. And maybe this pandemic, part of the blessing of of being in a pandemic, if ever there is a blessing, maybe that was an opportunity. Maybe it gave us time to rethink things. Maybe it gave us first a reason to rethink things, and then maybe the pandemic gave us time to rethink everything. And I know a lot of people did it. A lot of people either lost their job, lost their income, or the pandemic actually made it really unsafe for them to continue doing what they're doing. There were many people who shifted and changed their business, changed the way they earned money, because their normal way of generating income was no longer available to them. So they had to start doing what? They had to start putting on the thinking cap, and they had to start rethinking how they earn money. So I just want to leave this with you, guys, that the beautiful thing about being human and what supposedly separates us from other animals in the kingdom is supposedly our ability to think. And so I want to encourage you to reignite your thinking. I want you to really, really begin to reimagine your life and to see it in a different way. I want you to really, really question everything and really ask, what if I did things? What if I lived in a different country? What if I lived in a different part of the world? What if I got rid of all of my assets? All of my assets. What if I learned how to generate multiple streams of passive income? What if I began to really rethink my expenses and where I spend my money? What if I really began to see myself as someone who invests in multiple family properties or commercial properties? What if I began to see myself as someone who is an operator of a multi-billion-dollar business or a multi-million-dollar business? What if? What if? That's how it all begins, guys. What if? And so I believe tonight, I'm going to let you go on this one. I believe that if you take a moment to just rethink how you think about where things are, where you are in your life, if you begin to rethink how you operate and process and think about things, if you begin to rethink, I believe, I know that you will see a level of success in your life that I honestly believe would be mind blowing. And I want to hear about it and I want to see it because I believe that you have the power, you have the ability, and you have the gift in order to do miraculous things in this world. And many times those things will take resources. And I believe that you have the ability to generate massive streams of income so you can begin to have the impact that you truly want in the world and that you will truly be able to fulfill your purpose in this life. That's my dream for you. That's my dream for everyone. It's my dream for myself. And I truly know that part of my purpose is to help people amass the resources they need so they have not only the resources, the money, but they also have the time for them to be able to make a difference in the world. And that's what this is all about. So with that, guys, rethink everything. Rethink everything. If you're just joining, please go back and watch this live stream. Hopefully it'll give you something to think about. And let me hear about it. I love to know about it. Love to see about it, okay? So there you have it. Take care, guys. God bless you. See you on next time.